Right boys, this is going to be an unpopular video amongst you Sigma male red pillars. But I don't care. Too many of you are following advice for women.
If you are going to get married, you need to be at least 35 years old, have had sex with 50 girls.
From men who don't have what you want.
A lot of girls are hoes. A lot of girls don't deserve a relationship. A lot of girls don't deserve marriage.
Men who are bitter, men who are damaged.
The typical girl, she'll come in and she'll be useless, whatever. You'll have sex with her and never take her seriously.
Men who do not follow God, and men who are selfish.
I've had it before where I've went and hooked up with some chick and like, damn, this bimbo's useless. And I want to be with my main girl even more.
Men who spend their entire lives obsessing over how many smelly holes they can dip their phallic member into. That's a good one. Men who are disconnected from their spirituality and have fallen for the modern day trap of hoes. Men who haven't actually experienced what a real woman can get them, which is why their opinions on women is so low outside of what they can give them sexually. It's frankly fucking sad. An entire generation of men looking up to the hellish lifestyle that people like Dan Blazarian push. More beautiful women, more tits, yeah. Post them on Instagram, look how many women I have. Fucking sad. Now look, if that's the sort of lifestyle that you want to emulate, this video is probably not for you. I'm here to offer an alternative way to view things, because frankly, there's far too many people in my space who are peddling that lifestyle. Or they say that they want a more traditional lifestyle. But in reality, when push comes to shove, they're not about it at all. Putting their dicks in soulless hoes any chance they get given. Let's get into the meat of things. Do you want a traditional wifey? Do you want this? I don't know about you, but I fucking do. And I will accept absolutely nothing less than that. And guess what? You're not gonna find that in the club. You're not gonna find that in any of these hedonistic hell locations. The bigger the city, the less likely you are to find traditional wifey. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's not focus on her. Let's focus on you first, which is frankly far more important. I need to be careful to not tread in horse shit in this field. So many people live their entire lives trying to find her without first asking themselves, am I the sort of man that she would even entertain? Let's go. Number one, do you put your dick in anything or too many women? A lot of men in my space are very quick to point out that the more bodies a woman has, the harder it is for her to soul bond with you.
If I'm going to be married to her, she got to be damn near a virgin.
And this is certainly true. However, these same men take zero accountability for where their dicks have been.
I've had sex with 50 girls.
I've said it once and I'll say it again and again and again. Why is life as a high-value man all about ultimate self-accountability and not operating on feelings until it comes to women and casual sex? Then suddenly it's, I'm a man and I feel like doing this. If I said to any of these dudes, I'm a man and I feel like playing video games, they would laugh me out the room. I am a man and I need to have sex with a 4 from the club. Okay, bro. And it's an innately negative thing. You can cope and come up with some reasons why having casual sex is a positive and productive thing.
When you haven't hooked up with enough girls and you don't know how women really are and you don't understand female nature, which you can only acquire that through dating and sleeping with girls, what's going to happen is you're going to get finessed.
But I'm sorry, I'm not convinced. It's a waste of time and you're adding to the rampant casual sex problem. And you're sharing parts of your soul with a woman who is not your future wife and never could be. The fact that she's even willing to engage in this behavior with you is the reason why she could never possibly be your future wife. If you're a man and you're obsessively thinking about sex, you're going to make poor decisions and share intimate moments with women who don't deserve to see that part of you. I'm not saying having casual sex is a disaster for men who are looking for trad wife. I just don't think it's ideal and I think it should generally be avoided. But if it happens, it's not the end of the world. However, if you obsess over it and if you genuinely navigate parts of your life based around trying to have sex, a good woman will smell this on you and run 100 miles. I don't know what it is, but in my experience, there's a certain point of no return that men reach where the way they navigate relationships and women seems to be forever tainted and ruined. And they doom themselves to the shallow relationships with women, which they seem to love to complain about on their podcast. It's one of the worst traps of the modern world, which I see frequently and no one talks about. I absolutely do believe that having sex with women who you don't connect with or care about destroys a part of the man's soul. And that absolutely does reflect in his relationships. So many men do not want to admit that. I agree, it's far, far, far more destructive for women, but it still affects us men too. Once you learn to accept that and stop denying it, you can begin making more calculated decisions when you're on that messy night out or when you're horny and downloading Tinder. Number 2, You can't have multiple girlfriends. Sorry boys, but once again, there's no way you can connect and soul bond with multiple women at the same time, on a truly deep level anyway. You can't tap into her divine feminine energy and her spiritual healing if you're juggling multiple women. It is tethered and thresholded by your lack of sacrifice. Something my friend David said to me, which was absolutely beautiful and very true, is the following. You must be willing to sacrifice. Without sacrifice, you do not get to truly love and appreciate what you sacrifice for. A lot of the arguments made for multiple girlfriends is that it's male nature. Kings of the past had multiple wives, and I won't argue against that. I'm not delusional. I know my base instinct as a man is to put my dick in as many women as possible. However, life as a man is about sacrifice for the greater good. If you're willing to sacrifice your primal want to breed as many women as humanly possible, God will reward you with a strong, spiritual, fulfilling relationship with a woman who heals you, who serves as rocket fuel for your purpose, and a woman who will make your life worth living. You don't even see mafia bosses in your favorite films spinning plates and juggling multiple women. They have that one good girl who's their ride or die. They met before massive levels of success, so she's real and genuine, and that's it. There's also a lot of cope with this when it comes to the religion of Islam.
My religion says I can have multiple wives.
From my admittedly scarce knowledge of the Quran, that is out of duty. For a woman who's been widowed and needs a man to look after her, assuming there wasn't government welfare when the Quran was written. That's why that's there. Not so you can dishonor your wife and live your hot boy, high value man summer. I will end this section with a quote from a very famous, bold man.
Even though I'm infinitely powerful, there's one thing I cannot do that I wish I could do. And that would be to Aikido myself back in time by about 5 years. And for the last 5 years, stick with one chick instead of 10. And compare my achievements now if I had one girl compared to what they actually currently are when I had all those girls. And you will see, even though I am the most successful man on the face of the planet, even though I have one, because all competition's easy, if I only had one chick, I'd be up here.
It takes bravery to do the right thing. It takes bravery to love somebody. It's very easy to just run around and fuck girls and not love any of them. That doesn't make you a hero. You're a hero if you love someone who you know can break your heart, who might leave. That's bravery.
Number 3, you have to be a strong, dependable man. To truly experience the upper echelons of life, you must be dialed in to all areas. You have to be capable. It's all well and good having billions of dollars, but you're still a geek. It's all well and good having a 100 kg bench press, but a 50 kg Muay Thai trained athlete would still dance on your head. You must be strong physically because you have to be capable of defending your honor and values if it comes down to it. You must be strong mentally because you have to be able to traverse hard times and difficult situations so that your woman doesn't have to worry about it. And trust me, life will kick you in the ass. You have to be mentally resilient. You must have strong frame. I don't mind living in a man's world as long as I can be a woman in it. Marilyn Monroe. And you must be abundant in resources. In the modern world, that means having a comfortable amount of wealth.
Because if a girl's spending all of her time worrying about the money she doesn't have, how is she going to have any time for being in love?
Number 4, understanding of women. A lot of resentment that young men have towards women can simply be resolved by a deeper level of understanding. To be clear, us men, we're not better than women. Women are not worse than us. Perhaps they're worse than us at certain things. I can do more pull-ups than the average girl, but generally speaking, women can excel far beyond my capability in certain realms. I simplify it with this. Men are powerful in the physical realm, women are powerful in the spiritual realm. And the reason why it's so beautiful when we're in union and why we're so powerful is because we play off each other's strengths. How many of you watching this would literally not even get out of bed and just wank 16 times a day and play Fortnite if women didn't exist? I fucking would. What's the point? Women have the ability to motivate you to do things. They can bring you good, positive energy from the spiritual realm. Women can generate luck. A good woman who you're bound to spiritually will skyrocket your mission and your success. The reason why these dudes who sit on podcasts and complain about women and have those beliefs about women is because they've completed a self-fulfilling prophecy of only attracting spiritually devoid women because of their own behavior. If you want a woman where if you go off to war, you have zero doubts, zero anxiety about her cheating on you, about going to the club, about thinking about other men, you have to understand them. Your relationship begins with understanding. I am not better than a woman just because I can beat her in an arm wrestle or that I can drive a car slightly better than her. She's powerful in her own ways, which I could never compete with. And it would be a blessing if I found a good woman to join in union and dominate the world together. That's it, boys. I hope this helps. This is my official warning to you. Be careful with going off the deep end with how you navigate women, because I've noticed that there is a point of no return. You will be forever doomed with dealing with women who you can't even leave at home without having some doubts or anxiety in the back of your mind. Maybe she'll cheat. Maybe she's texting another man. I've seen firsthand how destructive this can be for a man operating at a high level. And a lot of men cope with this by just saying it is what it is and taking the easy path by just juggling multiple women and fucking around, which once again is not a pathway which leads to spiritual fulfillment. Focus on being the man that she needs you to be, and she will find you. This means being able to say no to degeneracy. All you will lose is the 20 to 30 minutes, if that, of pleasure and ego fulfillment you get from fucking her. And telling your friends how, oh yeah, and then I fucked her here, and then she fucking shit on my bed, and then, I don't know. You don't need to get your ego fulfillment from things like that. It's cheap, it's sleazy, it's childish. If this video was helpful and entertaining, please drop a like and subscribe for more. And once again, having financial abundance is incredibly important for holding a healthy and happy relationship with women. You have to be able to pay the full bill, bro. We don't split bills here. If you want to learn my pathway to financial and location freedom, watch this video right now. Take care, boys.